Namaste, welcome. There is a tendency for this one, but it's not this one that's speaking. I have to reassure that whatever is speaking is pertinent to this body, you see. We all have different flavors, you see, so the flavor of speaking is pertinent to the flavor of this body. So you cannot pretend to be very spiritual, and try and do mantras and community-based satsangs and musical things if it's not in your nature, you see. If you're a humorous person, what will come from the result of enlightenment will be very humorous, and some will become very basic, you see. I am basic, very basic, stable being. So what you're witnessing is very basic, but everything has a value, you see. Basic has as much value as elegance, and elegance has as much value as love, and love has as much value as pain, and pain has as much value as happiness. See? So whoever speaks is the flavor of the month, you see? Flavor of that body. So there may not be tears, there may not be laughter, but there may be some basic, stable information, or basic, stable pointings, or basic, stable teachings. I don't know, you see. I actually don't know what I am. So whatever you see is whatever you get. And you can maybe help me out. Maybe I'm a fool. I accept everything. But the point is, a very important transition from awakening to enlightenment is this spiritual, is this absolute love, the tranquility of adoration for everything in a very religious way that is not pertinent to the flavored body, you see. Never been religious, never been spiritual, never been atheist, never really been nothing. But it's very important because there are different flavors until this body stables, you see. The body stabilizes within enlightenment. There are different flavors that come through. And one of the most beautiful flavors was when the out-of-body experience happened. And when the sensation of the bodies again merging, everything was holy. See? Everything became holy to the extent that everything became Christ. Everything, every single thing was so full of Christ, including the body was full of Christ. Everything was full of religion, God, Shiva, Ram, Muhammad, Buddha, everyone. Everything was so holy. Like all the paintings that I used to worship when I was an artist, of all these Sistine chapels and all these religious paintings, became so apparent, you see. You could see every artist painting with their soul, the soul of Christ, the soul of God, the holiness was immense, you see, like an immaculate conception, like something immaculate had came into your body that portrayed what you had ignored, religion, you see. All the religious people will love this video because everything is valid, including religion, you see. And all kind of states came through this body during awakening and enlightenment. But the Holy One, you see. And as life will do, if allowed, this body found itself completely empty and completely, everything was vividly religious. Not in costume, not an imagined thing about past and what religion was based on and the paintings and the people and whatever. Everything became religious, you know. Everything became godly. And this body was directed, very, very coincidentally, to the complete opposite, you see. You would be expected to be directed to someone like Shiva or Krishna or Ramana Maharshi or some saint, you know, the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita, you know. But it was found with Deepak Chopra, and his voice became so holy, so godly. And for a moment, why a neurologist, you know? What is he to do with this? And this Deepak Chopra was giving videos, you see, of consciousness. And consciousness was not really pertinent at this moment during awakening enlightenment. It was religion, you see. It was holy. And I said, well, you know what? This is it. This is it. I love it anyway. I love everything, you see. I love everything. To experience the Holy Spirit in your body, to experience being completely holy, means you're completely whole. So I watched with great enthusiasm, wondering why. And he explained in a video. It was like, you know, God was taking you ahead and saying, look here. And he explained what healing was, to be healed. To be healed was to be whole. And to be whole was holy. I realized this body was healed. But not the gross body. The body within, the subtle body, had been released, you see. It had been suffocated by this gross body and this ego mind. And this pure, subtle body had been released. And it had been released into its full state. So this Holy Spirit that is within us all the time got a glimpse of what it was here to see. Relinquished ego, relinquished body, surrendered everything. And the reward was Holy Spirit came out. Always in, see? And it saw, you see, the real pure self, the real pure Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, witnessed what it was here to see. And the revelation, when the body was out, when it was out, and the gross body is still walking up the hill below, was of wondrous biblical terms that Jesus put in when the Red Sea opened up and when all these miracles took place that we say, you know what, that's a bit tongue-in-cheek, you know. Everything was feasible. Everything was possible. And everything was happening as it did in the Bible. But you know what? What you do then, when body comes back in, you sit and you enjoy, and you are allowed to experience something miraculous. And when it settles, you don't go and write books. You don't go on to helplines and say, my God, I am a saint. You ignore it, you see. Because there was more to come. If you accept that state, you see, and I feel very, very, very close to Jesus, and that if he had been allowed to progress, maybe things would have been different, you see. Maybe others' minds were coaxing things out, you know, bringing things out into this outward world when it was still bubbling up inside, you know. But what a blessing, you know, what a blessing. What a blessing to know that everything about Christ is about holy. And everything about holy is about God. And when you realize that every single human being has Christ and holy within, and the knowledge that trust will give God the magic wand to say, you come out now. And that God is within too. So thank you, Deepak, an ambassador who explained very clearly in a physical sense, a physical way, to clarify his own experiences maybe. That consciousness in its vast form was simply a breath, you know, a simple momentary breath, where Jesus and holiness and godliness and everythingness and nothingness is withheld, you see. And that you have the key. You are the master key, you see, to let this out. You have no idea what is within you. There is no specialdom, you see. There is no I am the Son of God, which was probably coerced out of Christ by all these fanatics, you see. We are all equally the same. We all have the same key, and we all have the same mindset and the same opportunity whilst in a body to open your door. It's not an accident. It's not a coincidence. It's not a perfect timing. It's not a reward. It is your true nature. And if you fully trust in your true nature, nothing to do with this external nature yet, you know, yet. So don't think if I deny this, you deny it, because it's not going to go anywhere. Only a simple thought is keeping you from seeing and being Christ. Only a simple thought is keeping you from seeing your true, holy soul, from it being where it should be, witnessing within this body, as this body, and out with this body, in the world that you created for yourself, the Holy Spirit, to see. I hope this makes no sense. I hope this one can have the courage to give up and take the key. You see, two keys lie in front of you. Two keys always lie in front of you. Not within you, not completely out with you, but as you see, two keys. You are two keys, and they're in front. One is the key of ego, you see, the key of mystery in this external world. What do I find out? What can I learn? How can I improve? How can I impress God? Key. You see? And the other key is the key to truth. Both keys are for different doors, you see. Both cannot be opened at the same time. Both doors can only be opened when the other one is closed, you see. One door can only be opened when the other one is closed. If you believe you are this body, this identity, your holy door is closed. And to open this one, you have to completely close and lock ego. And when this holy door is opened, the revelation is there was never any doors. Even doors were a thought. The keys, they are real. But when the door is opened, they also become thought. That's your clue, you see. Take everything, your identity, your ego, and everything that you have learned and close your door, you see. It can be opened again because there's no door. But the fear of losing is greater than the fear of trusting. That's the fear. That's the simple thought between enlightened and not enlightened. I want to lose everything. Therefore I fear nothing. I want to keep everything. Therefore I fear losing everything.